Selling Sunset Season 7 launched mere hours ago, and you know I can't wait to discuss rich people drama and swoon over houses I can't afford. Yet. Fair warning, this is a Chrishell and Chelsea stan channel, so if you don't like them, stay and let me convert you. I jumped into this season super excited, and then I realized Chelsea was only 30 and ridiculously successful, and now I'm spiraling. But I'm still watching. So Chelsea is planning her dirty 30. I always find it funny that celebrities and like reality stars always do this grand entrance to their parties. Chelsea's throwing herself a 30th birthday party. She's doing a grand entrance with a birthday party. Never have I thrown myself a birthday party. I mean, I could just stop the sentence there because never have I thrown myself a birthday party. Never have I thrown myself a birthday party and everyone just waited for me to do a grand entrance. That must just be rich bitch shit. Her husband did buy her first Birkin. That being said, I wish he would have bought her a Telfar instead. Y'all know I thought about putting in that Telfar like for hours. I was like, I gotta put my Telfar in there. It's the only one I own and it matches what I'm wearing. But anyway, obviously I love Chelsea because she is 100% unapologetically herself. She's a black woman and she's super successful. So yeah, she's really inspirational to me personally. Plus, she drives my dream car. My dream car is a G-Wagon and she drives a custom teal one. So chef's kiss. Of course, I love her and I'm kind of obsessed with her. And plus, she's on Instagram with the visuals and the recipes, so you have to love her. Hey y'all, it's Nate. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Selling Sunset Season 7, episodes 1 through 3. So if you haven't seen them yet and you don't want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. You are about to hear my thoughts on episodes 1 through 3, but I would love to hear yours, so don't forget to leave a comment if you do want to engage in the conversation. And like this video so I know that you enjoyed it. Listen, I had to pull out my nicest dress to record this video because I don't need Amanza coming for me for wearing Fashion Nova, okay? This is from Target. So we could just right away get into this Nicole and Emma drama. Starting off with Nicole, I actually kind of forgot who she was. No shade to her. But she just didn't get as much airtime as the other girlies, and she isn't necessarily memorable. But apparently she was accusing Emma of being a social climber. Just look at the server in the background who's like watching all this drama happen. He got it IRL. I wish I was him. These girls have no sense of there's a time and place. They will get into it anytime, any place, like they are Janet Jackson. Anytime. Why are y'all getting into this social climbers conversation at Chelsea's 30th birthday? Y'all know how important this birthday was to her and y'all choose this place to have this conversation? Please get it together because that is giving very much poor people behavior. To me, that's on the same level as like having a fight or a crazy argument at a wedding. Like, why would you choose this place to handle that? I also can't even say that I understand social climbing. Like, I know what it is, but someone who has social anxiety with even my friends and family, I just can't understand wanting to mingle with people who are way outside of my tax bracket. That sounds super stressful. Like, how can you even relate to anything? You know what that sounds like? It sounds socially draining. Now, I did say that Nicole wasn't memorable, but then I remember that she is the one who Chrishell said was on drugs. I don't know where that defamation lawsuit is going, but I do think that she has a defamation case. On a side note about that, if you notice last season, and this is just because I like to watch court TV, it's a guilty pleasure. Last season, Chrishell was saying, you're on drugs, but this season she's changed her statement to, I believe that you're on drugs. Which is different because for something to be defamation, it has to be something that you believe, but you can't be stating it as a fact. So she went from stating it as a fact to stating it as, that's just what I believe. So she's trying to protect herself on that defamation case. But yeah, Chrishell did say she was on drugs and now she's accusing her of rearranging her entire face. So I can understand why Nicole is kind of being the way that she is. I respect Nicole for being like, look, I'm here to work. I've been working at the O Group for upwards of 10 years. I pretty much was here when it first started, before all of this drama, before the reality show. And yeah, I can respect that. She's really not here to go back and forth with these catty girls. She just wants to sell houses and get that commission. Chrishell has made some pretty damaging accusations about her, and at this point it is bordering, or it probably already is, being just flat out disrespectful. I think they just need to agree that they don't like each other, and that's fine, but you need to be able to be cordial because you are in a professional environment. So Chrishell was on tour with G over in Australia. Is this the first time that they follow someone outside of Los Angeles? It's like they've actually made the transition into a real reality show now. They're just following the people around no matter where they go. I miss Jason and Chrishell. I love them together, but I know that they each have their own individual people now and they're in committed relationships. We found out that Jason is coming up on 8 months. Is Chrishell 2 or 3 years in with G at this point? Probably. So I want to respect that. But just know that in the background, I'm secretly rooting for Chrishell and Jason. I absolutely love Chrishell because we actually kind of grew up in similar ways. But being that I love her, I have to say that she is kind of being the mean girl villain this season and a little bit of last season. And I really do hate that look for her because I can tell that she's such a sweet soul, but at the same time, she be giving Jekyll and Hyde sometimes. Sometimes she be the sweetest girl and sometimes not. I do think that the way she grew up in her early life kind of beat her down. So she grew up with this really tough exterior and she's still living in that fight or flight mode. But she doesn't have to be that way anymore. She's not out here fighting for her life anymore. She's not living in her car or anything like that. She can chill now. She doesn't have to have such a tough shell. But like I said, I can relate to that because I had the toughest shell for a lot of my life. And in some areas I still do. Maybe once she isn't feeling sick so often or isn't in pain, once she gets surgery to remove the cyst, she can start to kind of regulate again, because I understand like being in pain all the time is no fun. But I'm also not saying that that's an excuse. She's definitely in her mean girl era right now. In regards to Mary Lou or Marie Lou or Mari Lou, I don't even know which one it is at this point. But why did it take y'all a whole season to say that we were saying her name wrong? So Jason says Marie Lou, and the producer said Marie, which is slightly different. I'm gonna just go with Marie Lou. This girl is in her feelings. And she ain't after the bag like these other women, so I really need her to sit back for a second. I won't go as far as saying that she's insecure, but I will say that she's jealous. I can see that clear as day. Accusing Chrishell of still having feelings for Jason, which, yeah, she might have some platonic feelings, but she is very happy with G. And then Chrishell was telling the story about how they went to Australia, and then Marie Lou didn't want to go out to lunch with them, and then she was crying with Jason on the phone, and Marie Lou was like, girl, pause your brakes. I wasn't crying, but I was upset. And then she was upset because Chrishell didn't follow her back on Instagram. And I would say she's doing that because she's young, but she's 25. I don't know how old she was when this was filmed. Maybe she was 23 or 24 or whatever. But she's pushing too old to be still dealing with this high school shit. Even though she said that wasn't true, but then she followed up by saying, well, yeah, you didn't follow me for 3 months, and maybe Jason said follow me back. But Jason would only know that that was on your heart if you mentioned it to Jason. So clearly she felt some type of way about it. Also, production is petty per usual because they show in this montage of all the times that Chrishell has hugged her when they've met. And she did. She was very nice to her. And production is also petty for not telling Marie Lou that her lipstick was kind of smudged. They had this girl on here looking like her lips were chapped. I will also add this. I do think that there is a cultural difference. Marie Lou feels like Chrishell should be more involved in wanting to get to know her on a personal level and asking her questions. But Chrishell 100,000% does not have to do that. Y'all don't have to be friends just because she's your man's ex and your man and her are still friends. Y'all don't have to be friends. Y'all can be cordial and keep it at that. Chrishell was right when she said, we don't have to be friends, I just have to be friendly. I agree. And then another reason I think that it's just a cultural difference is because Marie Lou pretty much said it.
I'm not used to drama. I'm from
but
Germany.
But you're creating the drama. There is no drama.
Which I don't even really know what that means. I'm sure Germany has plenty of drama. But yeah, I feel like there may be a cultural disconnect. And then Marie Lou was like, well, you might compliment me every time, but it's the same compliment every time.
One time have I ever not said hello and given you a compliment?
Yeah, it's always the same compliment.
Girl, I'm sorry. I didn't know we needed to keep a running list of compliments to give your ass when we see you. Like, that's kind of crazy to ask of someone, especially someone who's not your friend. And then Jason is my favorite unbothered king. He's like, do I really even need to be here for this? People keep joking about the fact that Marie Lou is so young and she's like his child. But in that moment, I could really see, okay, she's acting like his child. She's like a little girl calling her daddy when somebody was mean to her. Like, that's what that phone call was giving.
I think it's just, she doesn't really want to be friends with me.
Then Marie Lou misgendered G, and I think that's when Chrishell was like, we're done, bye. She was not having that. On to Bree. So apparently Bree has had sex with Michael B. Jordan. Michael B., please weigh in on this because I need to know. I don't think she would lie about it, but I need to know. Also, I feel like I need to say this because I already mentioned that I'm a Chelsea stan. I love Bree. I don't judge her. Well, I do judge her a little bit, but simply for the fact that she chose Nick Cannon. But I don't judge the lifestyle, I just judge him. I think Nick Cannon in particular is a problem for me personally because while he has the means to financially support all of his children, realistically, there are only 24 hours in a day. He cannot spend time with all of those children. And for me, when I was a kid, I know that spending time with my parents was more important than anything they could have ever given me because those memories are what you have. You're not going to remember like, oh, my mom couldn't give me $10 that day. Like, you're going to remember the memories that you created. So I think for that reason I judge him, because I'm like, you're having all these children, you're causing them to miss out on having an active and present and always there father, if that makes sense. But I'm not gonna let that be the reason that I don't like Brie, because what does she have to do with that? So far, I think she's great. And she says she ain't looking to settle down. I don't know what her situationship with Nick Cannon is, but she be saying she's single, so yeah. And I'm like, girl, stand in your truth. You don't want to settle down. You are young and rich and beautiful. You're good. So Amanza is like, y'all bitches is catty. I'm so happy that I don't have drama with anyone. But don't speak too soon, because you about to have drama with everyone, it seems like. So Amanza is typically mellow yellow, so I'm surprised to see her mixed up in some drama this season. Being the middle woman is coming back to bite her in the ass. And I don't like her little dig at the woman with the orange dress from the OC office. It's not a fashion show. The problem with that LA office is that they are now reality TV stars. So yeah, they selling houses, but they're more focused on this show. They're more focused on what they look like on this show versus selling these damn houses. And that's why the OC office is doing flips and tumbles and numbers on y'all ass, because y'all worried about this show and not worried about getting this bag. People in the OC are too busy hustling and selling these homes, even in a bad market, to be worried about wearing a Fashion Nova dress. That was a dig that I really didn't appreciate from her. And much like I don't like Chrishell playing the mean girl, I didn't like Amanza making that comment, because Amanza has struggled too and she knows what it's like. So you don't know what kind of financial situation that girl is in. She might be making money, but she might have a lot of debt. So I didn't like that look on her either. Mary is pregnant, and I love that for her. You know, I, in a way, can really empathize with Mary's story. I didn't have a kid at 15. I don't have any children now. But the reason that I don't have children is because I want to be in a great place financially, mentally, physically, when I have children, because I want to be able to give them everything I didn't have. I know every parent says that, but I kind of grew up impoverished. I mean, not my entire childhood, but there were some times where I grew up the ghetto. There were times where I grew up food insecure, home insecure, which is just another word for homeless if y'all don't know. So I completely understand that having a child at 15 triggered her, because she was not ready. You can swear up and down if you had a baby young, especially as young as 15, that you weren't ready but you made it happen, but nobody is ready at 15 to be a mother. Let's just stop the cap. So yeah, Mary is traumatized after having her son at 15, because she feels like she wasn't able to give him things, not only financially, but just mentally. She was still a baby. She wasn't ready to raise a child. So she has a lot of trauma around that. And I'm so happy that she's pregnant. Kids are so hard, and I'm really happy for her, like Amanza said.
Gonna heal her. Really excited for her to be able to experience it the way that she deserves to. We love Austin, obviously. But she was a baby when she had Austin, and she's traumatized from that experience. So good this time. It's gonna show her and help her believe that she actually is an amazing woman.
Heather is also very pregnant, so I don't know how much of her we're gonna see this season, because who wants cameras all in their face after they have a baby? I don't know, maybe they might follow her around, but I hope they do give her some time to just chill. On that note, when she was having a conversation with Amanza, and she's like, I'm trying to figure out how much time I'm gonna take off. And Amanza's like, take as much time as you need. That triggered me. Triggered me because, you know, as I've said, I've never had to go on maternity leave. But so many women don't get the option to take as much time as they need. So I understand that there are levels to this shit. I'm not looking down on Heather for having that privilege. But two things can be true at once. I can be very happy for her that her child is going to get the best life possible, but also feel really sad for the mothers and the fathers who can't provide that. Oh, I get to spend 6 months to a year to 2 years with my baby because I just have it like that. So, yeah, I'm kind of both on that. Now, this is selling Sunset. So let's talk about some of these houses. If you don't know, I live in LA. I'm born and raised in LA. So this is my city. And that's why this show, specifically this version of the franchise, not the OC one. I did like the Tampa one, but not any of those. It's really this one that holds a special place in my heart, because this is my city. I know where these houses are. I can't afford these houses, but I know where they are. So when they're showing these neighborhoods and they're like, oh, it's overlooking this, I'm like, yep, I know what that looks like. Yep, I know what that looks like. And I just love seeing all the history in my city. The first house they showed in this season has my literal dream closet, a huge walk-in closet with an island and these glass cabinets. That's my dream closet. I blame Tony Childs from Girlfriends for that, because she converted one of her extra bedrooms into a walk-in closet, and it was super nice. She had all her clothes laid and displayed, and I've been in love with the idea of walk-in closets ever since then. We also saw that house with the club in episode 2. I don't think it could get more bachelor pad than that. Also, how cool would it be to be like, I'm going to the club, and then you don't have to Uber home. You could just walk upstairs to your bedroom. Although, maybe not in this house, because this house got all kind of contraptions and trick doors and stuff. You might fly off the ledge, and then you be rolling down the Hollywood Hills, and nobody ever see you again. So, because I am currently in my pre-mansion era, I didn't know that there was a law that passed where they're charging this mansion tax. So, if a house is over $5 million, they'll charge an extra 5% on the house. That 5% is a lot of money when we talking millions of dollars, but I have a feeling if you can afford the $5 million house, you probably can afford the 5% tax hike. You might not want to pay it, but you can afford it. Unless you only have $5 million to your name and you're spending all $5 million on a house, then you just don't make very good decisions. So the O Group turned 10 years old whenever this was recorded, and they're having this 10-year anniversary in this huge historic house that's getting ready to be donated to the Getty Museum, one of the major museums in Los Angeles outside of the LACMA. They could have invited me to the dinner or something. They got like 5 people in this big ass house. I like to eat, but I absolutely love the story of how the O Group started. So they started it, so I guess they recorded this in 2020? Because it said it was 10 years? Yeah, this is 3 years old. Okay, so let's run it back a little bit. If Jason's girlfriend is 25 now, 24, she was 22 when this happened. That's why she was acting like a high schooler, because she was fresh out. Makes sense now. So they started this in 2010. And I do my research, and by that, I mean that I know how to Google search. And Jason and Brett are 46 years old right now. So when this was recorded, they were 34, and that means they didn't start the O Group until they were 34. So that gives me hope that, I know that a lot of people deal with this in their lives. I definitely deal with this constantly in my life, of feeling like I'm behind. And this just made me feel like, girl, you're not behind. You still have time. Like, they didn't get started till they were 34. You're good. Breathe. Woosah. Relax. So I enjoyed that story. I enjoy a rags to riches story even more so if it's not like, yeah, I was rags when I was 18, but riches when I was 20. Like, no, I want realistic people stories. And it actually seems like a lot of people in the O Group kind of come from humble beginnings. And I think that's another reason why I really relate with them. I might still be in my humble beginnings, but y'all know what I'm saying. Now, don't be surprised if I go get my real estate license and y'all see me on next season because I go apply for a damn job at the O Group. Like, I might do it. They make it look glamorous. They make it look lucrative. But anyway, I have my thoughts up on episodes 4 through 6 really soon, maybe tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. If you want to keep in touch until then, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Let's go edit. This video is over 30 minutes. It's gonna take me 5 hours. Bye. I'm not even recording on the mic. That's the craziest part. Am I ashy? Guys, if I end up being ashy in this video, just pretend I'm not, okay? Don't judge me. Who are you to judge me? What's that woman's name? Let me look up her name first before. And plus, she's on Instagram with the visual. But yeah, Chrishell. I won't go as far as saying that she's insecure. Oh damn, this is gonna be a long video. Who wants camera all in their faces? There were times where I grew up I can never say this word. I should say it a little bit later.
Better at Coachella, I went to see Chica,